Guys, I'm just doing a quick review of this just so you can see. So your website sits here, right? Your CRM is over here. So one of the ways to connect it, does there exist API keys? Okay. Uh, so that's a protocol interface, right? If it does exist, then we can just put a small script over here to make this thing go with the data bits. This form collects a certain amount of data. It's got to go into the right spots at the CRM. CRMs are written under one code. The way they do it. Websites can be written in many different codes. This also can be many different codes. And if you'll take a look at this screen right here, it shows the integrations. I'm on the integration side, right? So it shows the different kinds. I'm already down at the Z, and WordPress is not one of them because it's not really. That's an open system. So when I go to integrations right here, the CRM, it tells you what all it integrates with, right? What kind of systems out there? You see Zapier right here. It's a featured one, so that's for sure that we know that all the data bits, in other words, whatever lines we ask information of, will wind up at the CRM in the right pocket over there. Because obviously, an owner, tenant, maintenance requests, those are different line items of information being requested on a form, okay? So for that to work properly, I would say use Zapier, okay? The only thing about Zapier is that there's a cost with it, and I can show you. And we're very familiar with it. A lot of people use it. It does help in the the connection of things, okay? Just to get information over. Now you think, well, why didn't these systems just talk together? That's like saying, electronic parts on the Chevy works on a Nissan. Just doesn't work that way. But they're all the same electronics. Headlights, blinkers, horn, right? Okay. So we understand that it's, a digital thing, but everybody has their way of making things. So to make them talk, sometimes there has to be an interface between the two. Kind of like the IDX MLS thing. If we can make it work with those keys and make the buttons not so crummy looking that they click it and they go over there and use it, is great. Or make it look like it's part of the website and they search there. That's another thing, right? So here's your pricing on Zapier. You can get a free plan, but you can't really do too much with it. You get 100 tasks, but it doesn't allow you to do what's called premium. So Facebook leads, website leads, processing leads, processing data is really not included in this free plan. The cheapest one they have is $24 a month if you pay the month to month, or it's $19 a month if you pay by the year. It's tricky. You got to watch the language there. And we get 750 tasks. Now, if you need to go up to 2,000 tasks, I would recommend this one, and then you split it with the guys. That's why it's only 30 something bucks a month, okay, with Swift. Because you might have quite a few coming in. In other words, every time somebody fires an application or fills out a form or a request, that's considered a task in Zapier. So you can go look at your dashboard on Pipeline ROI, and you can look at how many you're doing in 30 days, and you can kind of determine here. I think this would cover your half. Depends on how much they're going to get. I would split that. This gets a little pricey here, right? So it's $300 a month billed annually. So 3 times 12 is what that is, or it's $448 a month. Gets a little expensive. This one usually will do it, and it will allow us to do unlimited zaps. This one's up to 20, which just means the connection setup. And because this is already integrated with Close, all we have to do is go select Close, add in your credential and your ID for that account, and it'll let us see whatever's available, and we can connect whatever forms we built on the website and shoot them over into the right spot over there. That way everybody has their parts that they're working, etc. Works very cleanly. That's just how this thing works these days. So many people have built systems like municipalities. A lot of our data is in there, and they're in systems that are archaic, but it's too expensive, not enough budget to replace it all. So they build an interface like Zapier, an entire protocol in between the two that allows it to talk to the new stuff and then relate everything back to the old stuff. In this case, we're going to talk to the new website and relay all the data information over to the new CRM, but it's going into the right places. Now, can that be done outside of these kinds of systems? Absolutely. But look how many companies, I mean, it goes all the way A through Z, pages and pages of companies that do this automatically. You should take advantage of technology that's available. We can go and code you something, but a coder programmer is 95 to 120 an hour, and now you're going to be talking about some major bucks of having something customized. When really, you can just customize templates of communication that already exist here. And they've already coded for most everything, like a lot of these guys, okay? I would say Zapier because Marketo is one of my other favorites that's in here. And there's a couple other, but those are for like people with Salesforce. This one with HubSpot, there's an integrator with HubSpot. If you have it, but you don't have it, you're using Close. So we'll just use something like that, and that'll solve that problem. But I want you to be aware of how that worked. And what I'm explaining is this, okay? If the API keys exist in the CRM, which Close doesn't really have that backend open, then we can go and connect and then make it talk to that, then it talks back. Or we just go from here, Zapier, to the CRM and problem solved. Okay, hopefully you got it. Just wanted you to have the simple idea of it. Okay, thanks.